Howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and welcome. Messing with multiplayer replication is causing me to start hitting the hard stuff. Yes, this is chocolate milk. I'm lactose intolerant, so yeah. Okay, so replicated death. I'll show you what it looked like and how it's gonna be. Again, this is going back to stretching it into the screen instead of keeping it on separate monitors like I usually do here. So, give me just a moment. I want to thank everybody for bearing with the videos here. So yeah, this is the same hotel sample that we were playing from yesterday and working in today. Alright, server. Server's running around, doing its lovely thing. Red's running around, doing its thing. And, okay, so you see I'm on the left screen. I am the server. And I'm going to use a G key to kill myself. So you can see, character dies. Health goes to 0. Respawns back here. And there you go. Lovely, right? So, the important part is the client. Okay, I am now the client. I am getting ready to deal with you, Red, here very shortly. So, as we can see here, client, yay, client in the background, and he dies. Now, I'm still having a problem with the respawn location, but you know what? At least right now, he can die. It's replicated, and it works. Yay, and there was much rejoicing. So you can see the health bar on the client over here on the right hand side. It goes to 0 whenever you're dead because I'm inflicting 1,000 damage. And there you go. So let's take a look at it. Some changes that I had to do. And I've taken a little bit of time to rearrange this stuff. On the on the health check system. What I've done is here in the health check, which is on event tick, it's going to verify that your health is, it's going to check to see if your health is less than or equal to your minimum health, which is 0. I could have just left that at 0, but I want to be special. So if it is true that your health is at 0 or below 0, we're going to set your health to 0, and we're going to run death. This is something I'll show you in just a minute, and then shortly after we're going to run post-death. I mean right after. It's also going to verify here on the same branch if you're not at 0 and you're not dead, then it's going to ask if your health is higher than your max health, and it's going to set your health to your max health. So you can't exceed 100 health. It clamps down on that. So we have event any damage. This is something that's going to need to be run in here. Health naturally is a replicated system here. So your health variable is replicated, as you can see right there. On the event any damage, what it's going to do is it's going to take the damage and subtract it from your health and then set your health to that number. And then the event tick is going to handle it and see if it's above or below the normal standards. Then the damage test. To inflict damage, what I had to do in order to get it to replicate correctly is I set up on a custom event called apply damage, and it is run on server and reliable, so it's just going to apply that damage. In this case it's 1,000, and getting reference to myself because that's who I'm damaging is self. So now on G for the key press, we're going to run that custom event apply damage. So that's how we're going to apply the damage with the G key, is applying damage. So this is a test thing which will end up getting deleted. It is just a way of inflicting damage upon ourselves. Okay, then we get into the replication. Now we already had the variable in our player stats called isDead, right? So isDead, we set up a custom event called client be dead, and whenever client be dead, we're going to set the variable is dead to true. If client not be dead, we're going to set it to false. Very simple. Okay, then we're going to go on server be dead. We're going to run a switch has authority and then run client be dead. So server be dead is actually saying that the switch has authority and running this right here. Okay. Whenever we're not dead, we're going to run server not be dead, which then does the same, switch has authority, and client not be dead, which is this. Okay. Then we have a death. Death. We just want to call death as itself. Instead of, we could have just called this variable right here, server be dead, server not be dead, but I wanted an easier one to remember, so I have death and respawn. So on death, which is multicast and reliable, we run server be dead. On respawn, also multicast and reliable, we're going to run server not be dead. Easy enough. On respawn, we run an event called post death, which in our right here is where we called the post death, and this is also not replicated. It is not replicated, and it works just fine. We get a reference to our character movement, and we set our movement mode to none. The deactivate and activate was not working at all, so this is just another version of stopping your movement. We're going to run a 5-second delay. We're going to set our respawn transform to tell us where to set our actor location, which is going to be our respawn location. And then we're going to run the respawn right here, which is going to tell us to not be dead, essentially. Then we're going to set our max health, our health back up to our max health, and set our character movement to walking. So that's going to get us back to a normal maneuver again. And that is that. You can slow it down, freeze frame it, whatever you want. One thing I'm going to go ahead and add in here is, and I haven't tested to see if it's going to be a problem or not. So it doesn't matter on the views here. If I'm dead, I can't jump. So that's what I wanted to make sure of. So you can't, as you know, you're running around and like, oh no, I died. So your health drops to 0, and then I can't jump. Now I can jump now that I'm alive. So that's good to go. Yay! Multiplayer replicated death is working. So now we're going to go back into one player mode, selected, and if you're not familiar with this particular project, this is video 3 in the series of this. Red, get the hell out of my door frame. Seriously, move. I want to go through here. We've got 3 rooms, and you can go into these 3 rooms by, oh crap, zombie, gotta go. You can see each of the 3 rooms by going into these first 3 rooms. No, there's no doors on there because the whole point of these is the fact that when you walk up to the door, you press the E key and it teleports you to inside of the room area. And then you go back to the door and you go back out. This was covered in video 1, and as you can see by these hallways, all there is fake doors, and you would put a door there to go along with your door frame so that it looks like you're actually walking up to a door and going to be able to enter it. So this lets you create this huge hallway of rooms. There's 10 in this hall, 10 in that hall. You could put another one over here, another one over there, one over here, wherever you want. Put as many of these halls and fake doors as you want, because all you're doing is you're putting in either one of however many. I have 3 rooms created. So this one goes to room 1, this goes to 2, this goes to 3, and then it just kind of randomly placed 1, 2, and 3 between all of these. So as you're in here, it doesn't matter which hallway you go to a room, and okay, this is one of the rooms, and you come in. What if I go in over here, and it's just going to go between the 3 different rooms. This prevents you from having to make, this would be 20 separate rooms I would have to create, and it helps to reduce the number of actors. So that's why I did it this way, so you can have a huge hotel and not have to worry about decorating every single solitary room. If this is going to be your default room, and there's nothing in it, nothing to loot, no zombies, no nothing, just a regular empty room, you can just set that as a regular empty room and teleport into it. Bang, there you go. Or you can go ahead and create all of these rooms. You can create 5 million rooms if you want to, and just have 5 million teleporters, one teleporter per room. And then what happens is whenever you actually go into it, it saves that variable. Go back and watch video 1 and you'll understand how it works, because I show step by step how to do it. And it sets a return location, so whenever you do go back through here, it calls on that return location and teleports you right back to outside the door that you went into. So now, Mr. Red, this one is just a wandering NPC. He just minds his own business, walks over here and starts licking the frickin' wallpaper. And, you know, I've even got an animation set up just for him now to where it looks like he's eating the wallpaper. But we're not going to work on that just yet. He gets annoying. As you're sitting here trying to talk and you're explaining things, he keeps running into you or getting in your way. So I want to go ahead and set up an animation so that I can throw a punch or a slap. I can slap Red around and cause damage and maybe even kill him. So let's look at that. The NPC roam and NPC chase. The one that's in room 2 over here, you son of a bitch, get out of my way. Go into this door right here. No, it's this one right here. And this guy, you see, he will come up to you, and it's like he's trying to attack, but he doesn't have the ability to attack yet because he's just coming at you. Come at me, bro. So we'll work on him second, but for right now, let's actually work on the NPC roam. And all that is for the roaming one is on event tick, we ask if we're walking. If we're not walking, we're just using an AI move to the destination that we're going to move to. Well, the self, get us a reference to self for the pawn. Get random point and navigatable radius to find your destination. You get your world location and from your mesh and set that as your origin, and set your radius. Change this down to 3,000, so it'll shorten up the distance he's actually going to go between each point. When he gets to that location, well, while actually moving, we set his movement to is walking, so he knows on that event tick whether he's walking or not. Okay, so on success or on fail, there's going to be a delay, and we just ran a random float in range for the 2 seconds or 5 second delay here. So it'll just randomly pick between 2 seconds and 5 seconds, and then we'll set is walking to false, and then that'll allow him after that delay to start walking again. Very simple system, but as you can see, we already have health, and it is already set as replicated. This is a throw over from whenever I actually created the NPC, but it's cool. We already have a health system in here. So what I want to do is, first off, let's get this functional, and let's start off with a simple event any damage. Let's throw that in here. And on event any damage, we want to get a reference to the health, and we're going to want to set health. So we get one of each, and what we want to do here is drag from our health, hit subtract, so it's float minus float, and we're going to enter this in here, and we're going to create this. We're going to set up the fact that we're setting our health now to what this is. And essentially how we set up our system in our player character, we need to do a damage check. And well, we got all this stuff here, and we can't run it as a we can't collapse it as a function. So let's actually do this so that we can still use our event tick. Let's go ahead and create a custom event, and walking stuff, and I'm going to break that link, and I'm just going to grab this guy, throw that in there, and now this is our walking stuff. So now I can actually grab that, hit C, call it walking, and I can throw it out of the way. We don't need to worry about that. So now on event tick, we can come in here and compile and save, and just for the sake of it, I'm going to run a sequence node, which allows us to fire off events simultaneously. And from this first one, it's going to be walking stuff, so it's going to run that custom event which handles all the walking procedures. So save that, and I'm going to go ahead and event any damage, and as I usually do, I set that to a red color so I know that it's a damage function. So when I'm coming back through and I'm looking through a blueprint, if I see something that's red, it's damage. If I see something usually that's yellow or green or whatever color code I choose, is going to be for movement and for whatever. So one for UI, one for movement, one for damage. That, you get it. All right, so what we want to do here is on event tick, we want to do a health check. So let's go ahead and create that health check. So custom event health check. And what do we want to do for our health check? We want to get our health, and we could set our up and down variables, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to do the same thing, float. We're going to check to see if our health is less than or equal to 0, and run our branch node. So that's our first thing we're going to do whenever we run our health check, is check to see if we are dead. So let's go ahead and is dead. I want to make sure that that is the same named variable. I had a question mark on it, as the one in our player, because hopefully the same animation system will actually go into effect for the NPCs, since they're using the same animation blueprint. That should allow it to automatically go through a death animation. So if we do that and we do a set node and set is dead, then that's how we can actually kill our player, is when their health reaches 0, they become dead. So we got that taken care of. But let's also, we're not worried about, because our bots are not going to pick up health, and they're not going to regen health right now, so we're just going to let them take a cumulative damage and just die. We don't care. So we're going to come off of here and run health check. So it's going to run that event as well. So what's going to happen is event any damage. It's going to change our health variable based on a damage received, and if we reach 0, we're going to die. We're going to come back to this because we're probably going to have to tweak that a little bit. Now, another thing that I want to do is set up an animation. Now, I've got, well, the eat wallpaper, or lick wallpaper. That one's going to be used later. For now, we're going to use this zombie attack. And you know what? This was provided by somebody else, but I'm going to go ahead and name that to slap 01, because whatever. So now we have the animation, and if you need that animation, let me know. I will check with the person that supplied it for me. I won't mention any names, Cedrico, and we'll see if he allows it to be distributed. Otherwise, find your own damn slap animation. So we need to go to our animation blueprint, and we're still using the third-person animation blueprint, which is inside the mannequin folder. And stay clicked on it, you dumbass. There you go. And inside here we have our is dead, and it's automatically casting to our player base. So that's not going to work for our NPC. So I'm going to run a sequence node in here, just so I can split this off and not interfere with our player death. And we're going to have to I'll have to figure that out here in just a second. Making this crap up on the fly, so bear with me. Third person animation blueprint, we want our NPC roam, and I can't do, let's see, NPC cast to NPC roam, and I'm not sure if try get pawn owner is going to work. Let's see. Well, it appears to be holding at this moment, but we can just actually take this same stuff right here and paste it in right here and lock it in. So it should be the same system since it's the same variable essentially. We're checking to see get is dead. I wanted to do it separately because sometimes it don't like to work. So now I just want to connect this in here. This may or may not work. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. There's another way to do it, but I just wanted to see if that would actually work. So, that's not actually what we were in here to do. We came in here, let's add another pin, and no, let's actually, no, we don't need that other pin right now. So in this, we're doing this, and still may run a sequence node on here, but we need to set up some variables in our player. So compost and save view, and we need to go into our character, and we need a variable and a key press so that we can activate our animation. We're going to do this single player wise, and then we're going to replicate it, so bear with it. So our variable is going to be punch, or we'll just call it is punching English words is punching. Close enough. Whether it needs it or not, we're going to go ahead and replicate it now and just be done with it. And we're going to use the left mouse button. So we're going to type in left mouse, and there you go, left mouse button. And we want to set is punching to true. Alright, simple enough. We're just going to set that variable, and then we're going to, oh hell, I don't want to interfere with this stuff right here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and do the extra pin, and I'm going to get a cast to player base, which is our player character. Again, I'm going to draw my reference from try get pawn owner, so it will automatically decide which one is actually doing it. And we just want to get is punching, and then we're going to add a variable here called punch. We probably could have drug off from here and promote the variable, but that's okay. And I'm going to set punch, and whether it's useful or not, I'm actually gonna throw in a branch node. You should just be able to link directly into it, but I'm weird and I like using branch nodes because they're awesome. So we're going to set punching to true to right there. So let's compile and save, and for right now we want to, this will be something we're going to have to do a per bone blend later so that we can actually run and punch. So for right now, we're just gonna, it's gonna look weird. You're gonna be running, and then you're gonna do the animation, and then you're gonna keep running or whatever. So just like we did for death here, more or less, I'm just gonna go from here, and I'm gonna add a state punching, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and drag back to here. So to go to the punching animation, And we want to do, even though it's a slap, it's not a punch, whatever. And we go to here, we're going to run that animation. But to get this, we are going to punch. And if we go back to here, and to get back to idle animation, I'm just going to put in time remaining. No, it's not, it didn't find it here. Ratio, time remaining, third person idle. That's not it. I'm going to compile and save, and it's going to break it. So, ratio, time remaining. I guess since it's just going to there, we want that to actually let's see. I wanted that. Not what I want, but punch, not Boolean, and yeah, I wanted to do it basically to check to see if it's done doing the animation, and then it'll be able to do it. So you see he's doing the animation there. In the event graph, we're just going to see if we're punching, and then go from there. And I guess we can do the same thing here. If we're not punching, then we're going to set punch to not. Alright, so you see he just automatically started doing it, and we don't want that. So, set is punching to true whenever we hit the left mouse button, and when we release, set is punching to false. So that's something we definitely need to do here. We know that by default is not happening. So you can see everybody's doing the friggin' animation. So I've broken something in the animation blueprint. Why the hell is the NPC doing it? Punch. Oh, we're going to put that as replicated anyway, but okay. Let's look in this, and let's actually break that. Let's actually get rid of that and that, because we have them obviously opposite. So going to punching is punch. So I had them backwards. And to go back from punching to idle run then is punch, not Boolean. I wanted to finish the animation, so I'm going to have to look to see if I can find, maybe it's because I was in the wrong one. Yeah, time remaining right there. That's what I wanted, and it's because I was in the wrong damn one, and I had it backwards, is why it was not working. So we'll just do here, we'll do float is less than, and we'll do a 0.1. That should let us know that we are done with the animation, and now we can resume our normal. So that should fix that issue. So there, we can slap. And then when we're done, we go back to our normal animation, and now we want to apply some damage to this shit, man. After I get done setting up everything and replicating and all blah 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 blah, then we'll worry about doing per bone blend, so that you can actually punch while or slap while you're running, and your legs don't lock up like that. So it doesn't matter what your bottom half is doing. It's what matters is the top half of your body. So But for now, let's go ahead and set up a few things, and let's set up some damage with that. And this is going to be non-replicated for right now, and then we'll worry about getting it replicated here shortly. So let's get it actually functional. So if we look at our viewport, we have our camera head. We're slapping with our right hand, correct? Yes, we're slapping with our right hand. So let's go ahead and first off stop moving. Now I want to go ahead and go to my mesh. I want to add a component of a box collision. I'm going to call this my fist. And I'm going to do this a weird way. Should probably let us have a weapon, but you know, one thing at a time. Let's go to hand R. So now that's on there. Probably could have used a capsule collision, but oh well. So let's shrink it down. And this is just a really weird way of doing it. And I'm going to shrink it down a little bit, and then I'm going to move it. And let's get it to there and there. That's good enough for testing with. So we have that fist collision. We're going to do some fisting here. So left mouse button. We're going to put in a delay because we don't want this to automatically kick off, and we'll do a 0.5 half-second delay. Not sure how long it's going to take before us to get into that swing before we want to let it start doing damage. So let's get a reference to our fist. And let's do this. Let's try this. Apply damage. This isn't going to work the way that I want it to. Yeah, so yeah, this is not going to do what I want to do. We definitely need to try doing a event on component begin overlap. Thank you for putting it way away from where the hell I was working. Really appreciate it. Alright, so let's break that off of there. So event overlap. Other actor, we're going to NPC roam. Let's try that. Whether it works or not, don't know. Then we can do apply damage. And we want to damage the actor to be our NPC roam. Damage is going to be 25. That's good to get started with. Let's go ahead and do 1,000. We want to make this drastic. We want to see that it actually works first, and then we'll worry about toning it back. We just want to get functionality first. So when we slap the shit out of our red guy, we're going to apply 1,000 damage. I'm pretty sure this is not going to work. If you doubt yourself enough, sometimes you actually get it right. Smack you. Come on. And okay, so we don't know if we're hitting him or not, so let's actually, we haven't actually said what to do whenever you have no health. Actually, we did a health check to we're in the player still. We did a health check on the NPC roam, and we're setting is dead, but we're not telling it what else to do whenever he's dead besides do the animation. So in theory, he should have still died there. So you can see it said hello there. So it actually hit him. And so there we've got the event any damage. So we're applying the health, and then, or did we do a health check on here? Yeah, we did a basic health check, but we didn't run that off of event tick. Okay. Okay, I'm stupid. No, wait, no, I got it right there. Off of health. I just thought I was stupid, but I was wrong. I also run the health check off of the event tick. So, what are the problem now? If health is equal to or less than 0, set is dead to true, and in the animation blueprint, we checked right here, and for NPC Roam, if he is dead, then set dead to true, and if dead is true, then that's the signal for him to start doing the death animation. So why are you not doing death? Print text. I'm dead. Let's see. Dead as hell. So we're just going to put that in there and actually see if that's getting the love. We got our damage there is 1,000. We're damaging the actor of NPC Roam, and we're saying hello whenever we're actually hitting him. We're actually hitting him 4 times whenever we do the animation. See, it says dead as hell right there. It said he was dead as hell. It is just not doing the animations. So in the animation blueprint, it should be at this point set is dead to true. Right there. Is dead. Well, let's actually get that off of there and actually put it in the right damn location. Put it on NPC Roam. Yeah, come here, you son of a bitch. Alright. You see all those times it said hello? He's contacting it. We have to worry about the collision. So if we actually bump into him, it's actually going to cause damage. And we don't want that to happen. But for now, we just got to get this to work. Health check. Let's actually print text. And I want to get the health. It's going to spam the shit out of it. Or it should. Wow. So it's applying damage. NPC Roam. It showed that we did a buttload of damage to him. So I was killed. We want something to happen here after is dead, because we're checking to see if our health is at 0, and it's being run off of the event tick. I mean, how we could bump that out of there and see if maybe the sequencer is by some reason interfering with it. I was killed. Okay, well, it said I was killed, and let's take that and get rid of it, because we still also have a variable or a text that's printing off as dead as hell. So let's go back in here and hello, 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 hello. Okay, so to me it's just saying that in the third person animation blueprint, it's not reading this. So let's get rid of it. We'll just handle it separately and see if we can come up with our own way. And I'm just going to put this one here and remove this pin. Get rid of the extra ones. We're doing our punch. That's what mattered with this. There's more than one way to skin a damn cat. So let's make sure we didn't break anything. We can come in here and come here, you fool. Alright, so let's get rid of the hello, which is in here. We've already established that we're doing damage. And dead as hell. No, shithead. Print text. Dead as hell. Compile and save. So we want to check, see if we are dead now. And let's verify one last time that we're dead. Or we've killed the guy. See, dead as hell. So we know that when we're doing this, setting as punching is true, begin overlap. Let's actually go in here and let's put our delay in here. And put that in as a half second so that actually no, let's not do that. Let's actually see if we can put it in here to actually deactivate the box collision. Actually, let's see. I'll come up with a way of setting a delay for that. Let's just kill the NPC first, and then we'll worry about setting up our delay so it's not automatically engaged until we're in the force of doing our punch. So we know that we're able to do that. And when we go in here, we know that we are going to apply damage, and we are going to make him dead as hell. So we can get rid of that. And so when we is dead, we can run a custom event instead of doing this. So custom event, dead as hell, and compile save. And at this point we're going to run dead as hell. And what we want to do is go into our animation for test and not lick wallpaper. Let's go ahead and create a death animation as a montage. And there we go. We have an animation montage. I don't want it to loop. So we'll come back to that here in just a minute, just to make sure that whatever, yep. Save that junk, and just in case we need it, we'll come back to it. We're going to play animation montage, which is going to be death 1 montage, and play rate. We just want that to be 1. We don't want it to loop at all. So let's see what happens if we do that. Apparently nothing. Okay, you suck. Dead as hell is this. We want it to... Let's just ignore that and just go straight off of here. If our health is equal to 0, then there you go. Run this event. And we'll just do play animation, the reference to the mesh. And we want... shit. Death 1, and let's make sure that it's in the correct one. Animation starter pack and animation starter pack. No, wait, that's the right one there. So we're going to run that when we're dead. So you can see he's freaking out there. So let's also make sure that we do a couple other things. Get a reference to our character movement, and let's stop movement immediately. And I want to go ahead and set movement mode to none. So we don't want this freak getting away from us. And then play the animation of doing that. And he's absolutely just freaking out. There he's doing some kind of weird dance. Why is he holding his hands in that position also? Get out, damn corner. What's wrong with you? Okay. I'm going to get rid of the play animation. And let's just stop him in his tracks and then go from there. Bang. So he shouldn't move anywhere now. NPC roam. Print text is your best friend for discovering shit. And okay, so it says hello there. We know that we're getting to that point. It's just that it doesn't like our animations. Let's try to play animation montage of Death 1 montage. Why aren't you doing the frickin' animation? But if I do this shit, it'll work. See? It works just fine. Run over there and hit him, and he goes away. So that it's getting to that point, but it just doesn't like the animations. So let's get a reference to our mesh. Play animation didn't work. Play montage. It should. Let's see if this version works. There's two different types of play montage, and you know, one sometimes works when the other one doesn't. And apparently this one is definitely not working because it's not triggering the montage. And you see play montage, that's the only one that comes up from there. But if I don't select the mesh and do play montage, see you've got play anim montage as well, which is this one, which is the one you would normally want to use, which is that. And let's just try getting reference to self. This is the fun of Unreal Engine 4, is sometimes shit just doesn't work whenever you want it to. Alright, so let's try that again, and let's confirm that this is the animation that we wanted, is this one. We'll come back to that. And if this does not work, then I'll remake the montage. Absolutely doesn't work. Alright, I'm just going to come back to his ass, and I'll try to fix this stuff. If nothing else, I know that I can stop him from moving, and I'll come back to actually doing the damage part of it later. Let's fix the animation so that it actually begins to replicate. And we'll leave that alone. And we'll leave that alone. We're doing the animation. And we're applying it to NPC ROM, so we know that shit works. And we know this works. But we are pretty sure, I'm pretty sure that shit's not working in multiplayer replication. So let's save all, make sure we're good to go, and let's go ahead and run 2 players. No, you dumbass. Run it the correct way. Alright, so if I come in here as the server, the server should always work. So I can do my slap, and if I'm standing in front of it, you can see that the client sees I'm doing it. That's no problem whatsoever. Now if we go over to our client, and the client does it, it works, but the server doesn't see it. So let's take care of the easy part, the replication of that. And I'm going to dump that montage. Alright, so to fix this, we're going to do basically like we were doing with this right here. So what we need to do is, first off, we can forget about this. That's not going to be what actually goes into it. We need to custom event client throws slap. Okay, and it needs to be run on server, and it sets is punching to true, which, let's change that, is slapping. It changes it here, and it should automatically change it in the animation blueprint as well. So we got client throws slap, it is run on server and reliable, and we're going to do a custom event and client. Now we don't need that. Server says slap, whatever, because essentially what we're doing here is we don't need to stop being dead or stop slapping. We just need to start slapping. So all we need is client be dead, and we're setting is slapping to true, and then we're going to run it through here. So the server needs to say switch has authority, and yeah, so we'll do that. And we don't need that right now. We may need to, but for now, let's just try it this way. Server says slap, and we're going to do this as client. No. Switch has authority, and that being the case of true. And we're going to do client throws slap. And I'm going to go ahead and say that, let's see, one of these needs to be multicast, and neither one of them are multicast on that. But it is a multicast of that. Yeah, okay. So let's actually see what we got here. Client throws slap, and then it's run through the server this way, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have to run another event, which is the actual effect of slapping. So let's do custom event slap. We're going to multicast that and make it sure it's reliable, because I don't want any other bullshit to go on. And we want to set is slapping to true. No, we don't. We want server says slap. And then with the left mouse button, S-L-A-P. We want to slap. That's a lot of bullshit just to replicate slapping somebody in the damn mouth. So I'm just going to come over here. You can see both of them. Absolutely nothing works for the client, and nothing worked for that, because yes, Jesus. I get it. I get it. You don't like the fact that I didn't end. Okay. So, let's break it back down again. And you know what? Because I don't like mistakes, and whenever I make mistakes, just start from scratch. The more you do something, the better you're going to learn, right? So we need to do client begin slap is what we want. So custom event client begin slap, and then we're going to need client end slap, right? And then all we need is set is slapping, and we're going to do that to true and this to false. I should have just done this to begin with. Make sure that we're replicating run on server and run on server, and then let's do server allows, oh shithead, custom server allows slap, or starts slap. And I'm going to put that here. Server stop slap. And it needs to be replicated run on server. And then switch has authority I probably could have shortened it back up again, but just being a knucklehead. On this, client, begin, slap, and then from this one, client, end, slap. So that's that. Compile and save. Now, on pressed, let's run server starts slap. On release, we want to server ends stops slap. All right, let's go stand in front of home cheese over here. This is the client. The client is actually doing it now, and it is working. It is replicating, and it's doing its thing. So, you see, this is the client here on the right side, and it's doing it, slapping the shit out of red because he's getting in my way. This is the server. Apparently, whenever the client slapped red, he stopped moving. So we're working. So yeah, the server can slap, and it's replicated. The other one, you know, the client, it's working. You get it. So what I'm going to have to do is just go ahead and I'm actually going to grab all of this stuff right here, throw it right there. Come in here and comment that, slap. And let's move that over here, because we know that this function actually works. And it's just this, what we're going to be able to do here when we actually attack the NPC, of how we're actually going to handle that. And I will figure that out. We're at the 1 hour mark. Anything past that, and it's just going on for too long. But if I got people making comments and carrying on and so forth, then I'll continue. Alright, so for now, that's that. Man, I want to thank everybody for watching. Catch up with me on Discord, and we'll be happy. See ya.